All right, let's now look at the very important undo and redo options. So you saw that I was moving things a lot in the last video. What if I needed to undo that? If I'm already using the mouse, I can just go over to this button, and this is the undo button. Notice it also has Control-Z as the keyboard shortcut. Now, most of the time, I honestly prefer Control-Z because no matter where my mouse is, my left hand can do a Control-Z rather quickly. So I most often use Control-Z, but you have this option here too for the undo button. Also, under Edit, you have Undo. So let's go ahead and undo some of the things that I've done. So I can undo all these empty tracks that I deleted. I can undo moving this clip up and all those tracks that were created from that. Now it's moving back down. Now I inserted that one down below, so I'll undo that. That's gone. I renamed this track, and I can get rid of that. Undo that again. Undo that. Move it back up here. Undo again. So these were all the things that I did in the past. And in fact, I can click it several times until I get back to the point where there are no more undos available to me. So right now it's grayed out. There isn't any more undo available to me. So there is a limit. There is a maximum that you can undo. So I went back, I went as far back as I could. In this case, I had opened the file earlier, and so it said, well, since you opened the file, this was everything. It was able to remember everything that I did since opening the file. Now, you might do several hundred different changes, and it's not going to be able to undo all of those. There is a limit to the amount of things that it can remember, but let's say I went too far, and I certainly went too far. I don't want to undo all those things. In fact, I want to redo them. So you can see right next to the undo is the redo button, and that is Control-Y, and under Edit, there's also Redo. So if I wanted to, I could click this and go through redoing everything that I did previously. And now you can see there's nothing more to redo. It's gone through and said, this was everything that I remember you doing, and it applied all of those changes back, and now I'm back to where I was when I started. So undo and redo are very powerful tools. I use them all the time. I often make mistakes. I need to go back. Sometimes when I'm not sure how far back I need to undo, I'll go ahead and hit it a few extra times and then just use the redo button to get back to where I need to be. And you can do the same thing, so don't worry about going too far back with undo. Now, one other thing that has saved me a ton of work outside of undo and redo is just making sure that I go to File, Save As, and save a new project. So every so often, go ahead and save a new project so that you can go back. Like I said, because undo and redo have their limits, maybe you say every hour or every 2 hours, or maybe even every 15 minutes, I'm going to save this project as a new file name. And I can tell you that just yesterday, this saved me from having to redo hours and hours of work. I made some changes to a project file that made other changes to it that I didn't realize, and I had to go back to a previous version of the project. And thankfully, I had most of the changes I needed saved in that previous version. So again, undo and redo will take you so far, but in order to cover yourself even further, use File, Save As, and create a new project every so often.